Good day and welcome back to Elementary 72 Gaming. So yeah, I'm about to do something crazy obviously if I'm running around already. And this is one of the more simple videos. I am going out into the snow to set up the base for fighting Yagluth. Now, if you look at my map, you'll find... Oh wait, here's he. You'll find that he is right here. And this is all inland. You can see that it's down the hill, over the easy area, and into the plains. Now, I don't want my base to be too far from Yagluth, but I don't want it to be too close either. And since it's nighttime out here, I'm gonna go 4, 7. Okay, so this episode's also yet again a prep episode. Obviously, I'm not yet ready to fight. Okay, I am ready to fight Yagluth. All my weapons are ready. I have means for both fire resistance and fighting, so yeah, I can actually fight him. Oh, I didn't notice what I was looking at. You see that big glow? That's Yagluth. Ironically enough, I passed right near here and I didn't even notice it. So yeah, this is the boss arena. For anybody who has, oh, for anybody who's never fought him before, here you go. This is the little arena you come to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you just go. Now you see those tall things, I always aim for them wherever I find them. But I know that this fight will generate tons of stone. Actually, yeah, one of these is short. Normally all 5 come up to the top. So you have a 5-finger lock. Now I'm not about to set up my base too close to it. I'm actually gonna go right there, near to the tree line. Now this is fantastic. It allows me to come back with some materials. Quick and easy base. It's very close to the boss, so I have to be very careful. I thought I actually had my whole base disappear. Has happened to me several times before, ironically enough. I was going to say it happened to me once or twice before, but that would be a lie. It's happened to me more than once. And yeah, the whole base just vanished. It's a disaster. You have to go around and you have to gather stuff. Anyway, let's see if I have it on me. No, I don't. There's one piece of equipment that's needed for building that is very important. How to level the ground. Oh yeah, in case anybody is gonna give me the criticism that I've done so much of prep in terms of potions for this boss, but all the others I just YOLO'd. The reason is pretty simple. I've been able to YOLO all the bosses so far because I know what they're going to do to me. And the only surprises that I had was the increase in power, which I never knew happened. And yeah, that caught me really hard. believe it or not, I was about to dismantle that name, ironically enough. Okay, in case anybody thinks that this is going to be the fight episode, no, never in a million years am I that quick on taking on this boss. I don't have any of my potions at the levels required. That reminds me, I need to go and hit the fermenter. Should be ready to pop out the next batch of potions, basically. So right now, with everything that's happening, everybody must probably notice that the windows in there are being left alone. And it's not that I'm leaving them alone; it's that I'm gonna fill them up almost last. They're gonna be boss. I'm gonna actually put all the boss arenas in that room. So everything else there is just regular explorers, and then you just go to the boss arena room basically to choose your bosses. I have two other free rooms, and I'm most probably gonna make one my explore room and one will be my farm room. Oh no, I don't have two free. I have one more. Ooh, I just hope that I didn't make the biggest mistake ever. Ooh. That was not nice. I actually should have died there. And it just goes to show, I may be able to wipe out that many furlings who really hit like a truck, but you can be taken down by a bunch of dogs if you're not paying enough attention. Come, doggies. Yeah, the jumping away from these raids. Some raids you can fight against them, but this is just one of those raids where you don't want to fight against it. Oop, again out of this. So, I'm going back to Frostia. Frostia is way better for wolves. Ironically enough, it slows them down. And if you go with the sword, it's good for slashing. I also have a fantastic weapon for hunting, but I have no idea whether I'll be able to handle it. A lot of people won't know this here, but pull arms are fantastic for gang fights. Not in real life, but for this particular type of fighting. I learned with every single weapon. That's because I had to give it a taste. If you don't know what you can do, as I said, it's good for wiping out hordes. And I just did a few swipes of the pulam over there. It's not yet efficient enough. And honestly, if you can find a way to get yourself up to the high hundreds, not high hundreds, the high figures for your skills, you will literally obliterate anything that comes your way. So if your skills are, wait, let me just open this here. If your skills in weapons like clubs is above 60, you just have such a fantastic amount of this is jump. My run is at a ridiculously high number. The pickaxe has come down. Farming is high. Crafting is okay. But if you look at the rest, fishing is 0, crossbow 0, riding is 6. I don't know how that went up. Pull-arm is 4. I need to go fishing and I need to get a crossbow. There is nothing. I've had better yields from running through those guys. Oh yeah. Now it's time for some other preps when fighting this boss. So when fighting Yagluth, one of the best things you can do is build a trench. And not a small trench. You see the size of this here? That's going to be the size of the trench. You want to go down as far as you can. Now, you have to have this made wide. If you don't have it wide enough, the boss is going to trap you under here. And if it's not wide enough, then the boss is also going to cross these. So yeah, you want to make this as big as possible. If you manage to drag the boss into one of these holes, you're going to have one of the easiest boss kills you've ever had. I ended up fighting the boss. I don't remember if I got him in the stuff for the video. I did fight him again afterwards, but that was with friends, and we speared him. We managed to catch him with harpoons, and we pulled him. So yeah, you can get rid of Yagluth into one of these holes if it's deep enough and wide enough. And trust me, nobody enjoyed that fight. That fight was miserable because even though he was trapped, he kept raining down meteors on us. And that was all that he did the whole time. So it was just meteor farm, meteor farm, meteor farm. We had so many potions on us to get us back up in terms of health that I don't even think this year will be able to compete with it when I fight. believe that somebody came through with 50 health potions per person. Um, yeah, that was ridiculous. It was one of the easiest fights we ever had on a Yagla, and as I said, it was still miserable because all he did was just drop meteor storms. Because he couldn't get to us, he just would go meteor storm crazy, and all you'd see is just meteors falling non-stop. I think two of us managed to obliterate his health with the sledgehammers. Believe it or not, in one of my playthroughs, I couldn't get a sledgehammer. I couldn't find an elite trogger. And yeah, the same thing which just like overspawns inside the crypts now, I couldn't find one. I also had a very small number of crypts across that entire map. If I had to show this map, you see this entire section here? It was almost completely colored. And it was just this last rim on the outside that was the size of like one island each that had the potential for anything more. That was my worst trip through any map ever. So yeah, that's how bad that trip was, and that's how come I didn't have Iron Sledgehammer. My Iron Sledgehammer was on my original playthrough, and as I said, that server got wiped. So I didn't have an Iron Sledgehammer. I'm actually feeling very tempted to build a super base. And if you thought that base was big, super bases are just way, way bigger. To build a super base, you need a shocking amount of land. You need to be able to over-engineer everything about it. So you need to set up the entire harbor, because you need a harbor on a super base. If you don't have a harbor, it's pointless. So you set up your harbor, you have everything ready for your boats, and after your harbor is in, you just keep going out further and further, and you set up all of your traps. That's because you need traps in the ocean, because sea monsters love attacking harbor. I don't know why. Every time I built a harbor, I've had sea monsters show up like crazy. And in case anybody's saying good way to farm them, no, it's not a good way to farm them. When you have a developed area, they just pop out of your floors, so you can't damage them until they've broken the floor. And yeah, that's about it. You just watch them do damage non-stop for a few minutes. They break your floors all over the place, and then finally you can start hitting them with spears and whatever else you can. Now, one other thing, you want to make a path around the back of the pillars. It has to be around the back. You don't want it around the front, because if you put it around the front and you are trapped on the outside, well, you're in for a little bit of a headache. Oh yeah, and a lot of people may say this is cheating and You're not supposed to fight this boss this way. Remember, I had the devs say the reason why they left it the way that it is because they wanted to see what type of strategies people came up with to defeat the boss. It just so happens that building a base to fight these guys is not a good idea. You saw what Muda did to my base, so yeah, you can imagine what this guy will do. He has the hit like Berserker, and if you think that is his most powerful attack, no, you're wrong. His most powerful attack is his rain of meteors. It just rains down meteorites and everything burns. Okay, so now it's time to get out of this hole. If I remember correct. Oh, yeah, I need to get out of this hole. I don't have any health left on that. Yeah, you can see this is gonna be insane to the max. Okay, so that's about the worst of this. What is left behind? Oh, I got more tenderites. Okay, I'm going to cut it off right here. So I hope that you all did enjoy this short adventure, and catch you all in the next one, because the next one should be the boss fight. See you all then. Until then, have a good day.